I don't know what we can call this. Do we call this like the Great Egg Caper? Or I don't know. But it's all about eggs. So recently, New Zealand has had a huge shortage of eggs. Chicken eggs. Eggs for, breakfast. They just don't have enough. The cause of this has been that they recently changed a Health and Safety Act which has cut out a lot of the hens and made a shortage of egg producing hens in the country. And so they have a great shortage of eggs right now in New Zealand. Sounds okay, well, we have shortages of everything all over the world, right? No big deal, we'll have to live with it. But, eggs have gone up like 16% recently because of the egg shortage. People are being limited in the stores to a dozen eggs per person. And, people are unhappy because some cruise lines have tried to take advantage of the situation, because the cruise line supply chain is also getting it from that area. And if there's a shortage of eggs, they also get a shortage of eggs. Now, some cruise lines can go through thousands upon thousands of eggs on a 7-day cruise. And I mean, like we're talking 50, 60,000 eggs in a 7-day period. So if there's a crackdown and you can't get enough eggs, cruise lines are hit as well. Well, some of the cruise lines decided, in these other towns and everything, what we're going to do is we're going to send our crew members out, and they're going to go to the grocery store and they're going to buy the eggs and bring it back to the cruise ship. One store owner says, yeah, I went in one day, I checked on my store, everything's good, we got a good supply and everything, and the next day we came in and all of our eggs were gone, because apparently the cruise line came in and took the eggs. Well, quickly the policies went up and said only eggs for like 1 dozen per person. And cruise lines still tried to do that by just sending more crew members. Remember, they got thousands of crew members on these cruise ships. And eventually the stores wised up to that situation and said, okay, nope, no more. We're not allowing your crew members to buy eggs neither. And that's because they want to protect their local, shoppers, the ones who are there, who are loyal shoppers, who are there all the time. The cruise line will not be buying eggs all the time from these smaller stores. They're just doing it because they're running out of eggs from their suppliers. So it's become kind of like an egg caper in New Zealand right now, where some people are very angry at the cruise lines for even trying this. They say, you're trying to take food out of our mouths, of the people who live here, to give it to people who are on a luxury vacation. And the cruise lines are just saying, we're just trying to supply our cruise passengers who want eggs. And yeah, I see both points. However, if I lived in that area and I can't get eggs because cruise ships are coming in, I'd probably be freaking out too. I'd probably be very angry at the cruise ships. And the one thing they don't want is an anti-cruise ship rally going on saying that the cruise lines are now taking food out of our mouths. So that policy seems to be starting to get away from here. But yeah, this one store, a very small, relatively small supermarket store, said they ordered 450 dozen eggs and only received about 70 dozen, which is 1/5 of what they were expected for their week's supply. And if that's going on all over the country, imagine a cruise ship that's asking for 100,000 dozen eggs to supply their ships, and they end up getting 20,000. That's not going to be enough when you have full ships and full capacity. So yeah, it's kind of like the egg caper going on. Now, why this policy came in and what exactly it was about the hens and why some hens are no longer able to breed and be able to do this, I don't know if it was an emergency act, if it was a health issue, what was going on, or if this is just a policy because more humane raising of eggs. I'm not sure. But I do know it's affecting the market, and it's affecting everybody in New Zealand right across the country. And apparently it's affecting cruise ships because they're having a hard time just getting something as simple as your eggs for breakfast.